didn't have to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts. Just beware of the thorns.
Alright, YouTube, I'm back for another one. I got a request from a guy from Kansas City wanting me to talk about the Kansas City boys in prison. So I think I'm going to talk about them as well as those from St. Louis and Springfield and other areas. I met quite a few people from Kansas City and St. Louis, and one thing I can say is most of them, they'll get down to the drop of a hat. You know, that they're not afraid to fight. So, but I knew a few of them personally. You know, got to know them, got to like them and stuff. And but this one that in particular that I knew, I met while I was in the hole, and it was in Farmington. I went to the hole, and he was my cellie, good dude, and we got along good while we was in the hole. But the reason I'm saying he's a good dude is because he felt bad for what he did. It says he was driving under the influence one night, all messed up, and he hit this truck. And there was a girl in the back, and she flew out of the, in the bed of the truck. She flew out and dying from injuries. His lawyer wanted to say that it was against the law for anybody to ride in the back of the truck and start with. He wanted to use that. He tells his lawyer, we're not going to rub any salt in the wound. And he gets up and he tells the judge, I want you to give me the maximum sentence that you can give me. What I did was wrong. And there's no way I can bring that person back. But I deserve the max that you can give me. And the judge did. I can't remember how much he got, but I was thinking, wow, that's a lot, for that, Of course, I didn't know a lot about the law, so maybe that was the max on that, But that's what he asked for, and I mean, he was really contrite and felt bad about it. And I only knew him while I was in the hole. He ended up getting transferred somewhere. I can't even remember why he was in the hole for, but I remember he was a good dude. And there was a few of them back in the 90s. For some reason, the blacks from KC and the blacks from St. Louis sometimes would fight. They would get into it, But most of the times, it wasn't like that, there would be little arguments, but it was friendly arguments, like when the Chiefs game was on, people from Kansas City rooting for the Chiefs, and and then when St. Louis got the Rams, Kansas City was, a lot of them were laughing, oh, you guys are just, jumping on the bandwagon because they moved here to St. Louis, and but this one guy, he was from Kansas City, and they had these tickets that you could play. I've told you people, stay away from the gambling and all that. The way this worked, if you put in like a stamp and you hit a ticket, you got 10 stamps back. Put in a bag of tobacco and you hit, you got 10 back. You circled 4 that you thought would win. And so he put in a lot of top tobacco. This is Rollon cigarettes. He put like, I don't know, 7 or 8 boxes in. And he hit. But not only did he hit, but several people hit. This puts the ticket man in a bind. Unless he has a lot of money, he owes. But the Kansas City dude said, well, he's gonna pay me. I don't care how many people hit. He's got to pay me. So next thing you know, the ticket man is checking in. He couldn't pay his debt. Couldn't pay that guy. He couldn't pay the other guys. I think he might have paid 1 or 2 people, but I mean he got hit hard, and that happens. When you take that chance when you're a ticket man. Now I don't know what city the ticket man was from, but this guy from Kansas City was, I always mind, he goes, he comes out, he goes, it's like that for him. And as far as I know, the guy, while I was there, he never did come back out of the hole. But most of the people I met from Kansas City I got along with them. Now, back to the one that was I was in the hole with. When I first came in there, he started talking to me about Kansas City like I would know what he's talking about, the streets and stuff. I don't know nothing about Kansas City. I'm from a farm, I'm middle of nowhere. You can go out to my farm now and can't even get service. But anyway, maybe some of you guys can verify this, or maybe it's changed or whatever. I don't know, but I believe he told me he was originally from northeast Kansas City. And he told me I used to have a lot of homeboys there, and my family and stuff lived there, and relatives. And he goes, people I grew up with. And he goes, now it's all changed. He goes, there's a whole different set of people in there now. I think he said it was Mexicans that moved in. But he said his mom still lived there. And so I asked him, I said, so you what are you going to do when you get out? Are you going to move back there? And he said, well, that's where I grew up, But he said, it's not like it was when I was growing up. It's not even close. So that's a little bit about Kansas City. Now, St. Louis, a lot of good dudes there too. In fact, one of my closest friends in prison, he's still in prison, and Kevin Hoppy, he was from St. Louis. And he knew the street that my uncle used to live on, which was Michigan Avenue. And it was through him, talking to him, that I found out that many of the streets are named after states. But these guys, I only been to St. Louis a few times when I was a kid, so I didn't know a whole lot about it. But Kevin, he told me a lot about St. Louis, and funny thing is, there's this guy named Boz, because he's from Bosnia. He comes in, he's a young kid, and he gets to telling us that St. Louis has the largest Bosnian population outside of Bosnia. And so at first Kevin really wasn't paying any attention to this. He goes, oh yeah, a lot of immigrants and stuff there. He goes, yeah. But when the guy started telling about a lot of the streets being changed to like Bosnian names. It was almost like Kevin got sick. He's like, what? No, this is because they was talking about a certain place in St. Louis. I couldn't tell you where because I don't know nothing about that place. But they was talking about certain place and certain streets and Boz kept saying, no, that's not the right street. That's not the name of the street. The street's this name. And I'll come to find out the area had a lot of streets with Bosnian names. And Kevin was really upset about that. And but I thought it was funny, but Kevin didn't think it was funny at all. And so that's a little bit about St. Louis. It was funny, I got along with people from Kansas City and St. Louis, but they always teased me about being, they'd say things, yeah, we're from Kansas City, these people over here, they're from Springfield, he's from St. Louis. You're out, where'd you come from? You're out in the middle of nowhere. And just joking, friendly joking. But I had quite a few friends from Springfield, and one of them's in Cameron right now. And the thing about Springfield is a lot of the people down there get 417 tattooed on them. And they's telling me one day, a couple of them were, you need to get that 417 tattooed on you. I said, no, I ain't getting any of that tattooed on me. I said, I'm not even from the 417. 563 for me. And they said, well, get that tattooed on you. No. I said, to me, that's like somebody getting their prison number tattooed on them. I just don't understand the point, Oh, you need to represent. No, I don't. But I wasn't the only one that was from the country, and a lot of us that were, not me, but several of us that were, we had nicknames. People would call me nicknames like Country or Hick or something once in a while, but some of them had names that they actually went by. There were so many people named Country that it wasn't even funny. I remember, I think it was Licking, South Central Correctional Center. There was a wing that had 3 countries in it. And whenever somebody'd say, hey, Country, they'd all look, thinking they was being called. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about these people from different cities, and how they got along. Oh, I remember one guy from a black guy from Kansas City. I get out of the hole, and they put me in the cell right next to him. And I've talked to this dude before, and he's always funny, but he was, even when he's being serious, he's one of those type of people, even when he's being serious, he's funny. So I was trying not to laugh, but there's just the way he says things, it makes, So Obama had just been elected, and so I get out of the hole, and one day I was coming out, and he came out, and he's talking to me, and he said, you see that guard there? And I said, yeah. And he started just cussing her out, man, she's no good, and she's racist, and this and that. I said, what? She's always treated us pretty good, I thought. And, no, she's no good. He goes, man, he said, using the hole, but, night Obama got elected, we was all whooping and hollering. And he said, she comes in the wing, And it says, listen up, everybody, quiet down. And besides, Obama's half white. And just remember that. And walks out. And he said, ever since Obama's been elected, she's had like an attitude. And he goes, she's not like she used to be. And but it was the way he was telling all this that I was trying not to laugh, because this was serious. The guy was upset about, and plus, what he was telling me, I was finding hard to believe, because this guard never bothered nobody. Just made her rounds and was quiet. Never said anything. She was an older woman, and nobody bothered her. And then so this was like out of nowhere. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I got for you today, and I hope you enjoyed this, and catch you next time. Bye.